What you saying, ladies and gents? It is your boy BucketHatSam, and yes, we are back again today for another video. Today's video is for the mighty West Brom. Today I'm going to be discussing what West Bromwich Albion need to do this January if we have any chance in promotion. What I'll be talking about is outgoings, purchases and general management of the club. So if you do enjoy this kind of content, smash that like button and subscribe, and if you're new to the channel, do the same. It does really help, but let's get right into it. There's so much to discuss in this video, so I'm going to start off with the current signings we've already made. So far, already in this transfer window, we've made one signing in Dara O'shea. It's reportedly between 7 and 8 million straight up. I'm quite pleased with this. It's actually good planning for once. It feels really weird saying this, that West Bromwich Albion have actually made a signing. Like, we announced it straight away. Usually when West Brom makes signings, it gets dragged out through the course of the transfer window, and it's quite stressful, and it's everywhere. This was done fast. It was announced, he signed, and I think he can potentially play against QPR. Hopefully he can, because we need somebody up top. But there's a lot of pressure on him. I think he'll take time, but what we saw when he was at Barnes, he's a dynamic striker who can offer you lots of things. He's technically good on the ball. He's a powerhouse. He can hold the ball up. He can bring other players into play. I think that's what we need. I think we need a target man. When you've got players like Carlin Grant cutting inside and Callum Robson cutting inside, you need somebody in that centre who can hold it. Somebody who's the focal point that can play off the two, and then those two can run inside and get the flick-ons. Something Hugo hasn't been able to match, which is a shame because we all knew he wasn't going to be great, but I just was hoping for a little bit more, and potentially he might be going back. But I'm pretty pleased with that. 8 million, it's quite odd seeing West Brom spending money. I don't know what it is. You might feel the same, because in the summer when we look at all the transfers we made, it was zero spend. Like, this is weird, but it's a good start. It's a good start. That's what we want. We need to sign some players, because if you look at our squad, it's a very, very, very small squad. There's no depth to it. And I'd say it's quite a weak squad personally. Don't know if you guys agree, but hopefully he will bring goals. But I just want to say one thing is, hopefully we don't put too much pressure on him, because we as fans do this quite often. Everyone's getting extremely hyped already, talking about all the goals he's going to score already, but we just need to give him time, give him a chance to get used to the system, because obviously it's a different system, it's a different league. He hasn't been playing in the Championship since when he was last at Barnsley. So let's just take our time, be patient, because we've still got the chance. We're currently 7 points off the top of the table, and 5, I think it's, if I can do my maths right, 7 points off the top of the table, and 6 points off Fulham in second. So we've got time. There's only been 25 games so far in the season. There's a lot of games to play, so we can be patient. I was going to discuss confirmed links. Absolutely no one, which is not a promising sign. We're not being linked with any players anywhere. I don't know why my laptop sounds like it's about to explode. The fan is going absolutely crazy. I apologise if you can hear that on the audio. But there's no confirmed links, which could be a good sign. Hopefully they're doing some deals and things behind the scenes. But I think the main thing is we need to get out the outgoings. Before these players are going to come in, we need to get rid of quite a lot of players. Obviously Jordan Hugo, a player I've already mentioned, it's looking like he's going to be going back to Norwich, because obviously they want to get rid of Ida out on loan to another Championship club. So hopefully that gives us then the chance to then try and go in and get another striker. Who that striker will be, I'll move on to later. I was looking at the squad in general, and there's one player who I completely forgot, and I'd consider this as a new signing if he does come back, because he has been training with the first team. Dara O'Shea, who was absolutely unreal for us at the start of the season. A player who was so consistent, fights for the shirt, great on the ball, and he really suited that back three system. I remember at the start of the season, him, Matty Clark, and Bartley were a really strong trio. Honestly, really strong trio, and not only is he great defensively, he's a nuisance in the opposition box. He was scoring goals. This guy will be great when he comes back. I just really hope this injury hasn't really tarnished him in the long run, and that he does come back at the level he was before. But that's one really exciting player that hopefully can come back in the next few weeks. I know it's said that he's training back with the first team, but obviously it will take time. But the rest of the outgoings I'm going to discuss. First one I want to mention straight away is Sam Johnson. I've been quite vocal on this topic quite a lot recently. I personally think we need to get him gone. And I know a lot of people saying to me, Sam, he's been our best player for years. He might have been good for us in the past, but this season I think his form hasn't been great. Yes, we've got the best defensive record in the league, but I don't think that's down to Johnston. I think that's down to defensively us having 5 at the back. We basically play with a flat 5 at the back. Sam Johnson has openly said he wants Premier League football. He's refusing to sign a contract. How can that be good for the dressing room? We've got players in Josh Griffiths, Alex Palmer, David Button. We've got 3 backup keepers there that we could easily play. And I know Sam Johnson does save us in moments, but what's better? He might make a couple more saves. Or do you want harmony in the dressing room? Because I know I can't accuse of anything going on behind the scenes, but something's not right at the moment. Players are losing their heads every single week, and you saw Sam Johnston. You saw that when he got the 3-match ban against Cardiff. There was no need for that. There's no respect for the club. You can quite clearly see if there's a player who was committed to his club, you wouldn't do something like that because you know how much that's going to tarnish our promotion push. So personally, I would drop him. He's refusing to sign a contract. How is that setting an example for the youth players and the rest of the squad? A player who's openly said he wants to leave to go to the Premier League, but he seems to play every week. But usually, if you look at Luca Digne in the Premier League, he slagged off his manager, slagged off everything, the tactics and things, and he's gone. That's usually what happens. You don't go, oh, well done. You say you want to play at a higher level, so do you know what? You're going to start every week. It doesn't make sense. And not only that, he's been making mistakes. So I think Sam Johnston has to go. Cash in for him, get a bit of money for him now, rather than him leaving on a free. It doesn't make sense. Then the rest I want to talk about is Semi Ajayi. Semi Ajayi has played 4 minutes of competitive football in the Championship since October for West Brom. Quite clearly, something went on, and I don't know what happened. So under Allardyce, he was great. In the Premier League, he was very good last year. Under Bilic, he was absolutely class. And then something's happened over the summer. I don't know what's happened with his confidence, but he's not the player he once was. Something seems to be missing from his game, and it's a shame because he was a player I really liked. A player who was great on the ball, and he was fast. He was great in the air. He was just a really good overall defender. I really liked him. It just doesn't seem to have suited the back three style, and obviously Valérien Ismaël doesn't seem to back him. He's currently in the AFCON, and he came on in their win this week. He came on around the 80th minute, so why don't we try and sell him? Clubs will be interested. You don't play for your international side. He's gone into this tournament. Hopefully he can get a bit of form there, and we can cash in for him. Because if he's not in the... What's the point in having players like that in the squad if they're never going to get used? Quite clearly, Valérien Ismaël doesn't rate him, so we might as well cash in for him, free up the space for more players in areas, because I don't think centre-backs is the biggest problem. I think that's a position we do have depth in. It's a position we do have depth in because we've got 3 already, obviously the normal starters. As I said, we've got Dara O'Shea, and you've also got Livermore who can drop in there. So really, we've got 4, but we could have a 5th. Do we really need that many? Probably not. When you look at the other positions I want to discuss, how weak we are in there. One player who literally we haven't seen anything of this season, Robert Snodgrass, a player that I thought it was definitely a Sam Allardyce signing. I don't think he really suits the system and style of play we're playing now. So let's loan him out, get him off the wage bill. Again, as I keep saying, we need to free up this wage bill because quite clearly we're tight for money as it is. We're not in the financial position where we can go and sign players. So surely we should free up the space. Robert Snodgrass doesn't suit the system. Why is he in the squad? A lot of people might say, yeah, he's got the experience, he's great figure for other players to look at, but we've got other players who can do that. Livermore's a prime example who does that. Somebody who plays every week. A lot of people don't like him, but he's one player who is consistent, and I know I might get a lot of stick for this, but I personally think Livermore's is a 6 or 7 out of 10 every single week. Yeah, he has the occasional howler, he loves a yellow card and gets a red every week, but he's somebody who, he can't be that bad if under every manager we've had in the last 4 or 5 years, he's the staple player. He's the player who's in the middle and that heart of that midfield every time because he's consistent, he's reliable. He's somebody that we can use as the experience. So I think Robert Snodgrass should be loaned out, and if we can sell him, try and get a bit of cash for him. And the next one, I think he's a lost cause. Kenneth Sahara. I don't even know what to say. We need to cash in on him, but I don't think we can. Who would want him? It's a shame because, again, it was somebody that we put a lot of pressure on. And I think the problem with West Brom fans is, I say West Brom fans, me included, we put a lot of pressure on the strikers because we need the goals and we're expected to score in this championship. We remember back in the days when we had strikers like Roman Bednar, Kevin Phillips, that was the first 2 that came to my head there, sorry, I don't know why those 2 straight away. Odon Wingy, we had goal scorers, Berahino in his time at one point. We had a lot of goal scorers in years gone by, lots of Robert Earnshaw. I could go on for ages, by the way, I don't know why these names come into my head, but we had goal scorers and that's the thing. I think then when strikers come in, there's a lot of pressure, especially when we spend money, because we're not a club that spends money. So we pay 9 million for somebody like Kenneth Sahara, and the pressure that is on their shoulders, you can see it. The players are nervous, and that's something we need to try and get rid of. We need to, I don't know how we can get rid of this pressure that builds up on these players when they come in for a price tag, but it's hard if West Brom fans, and me included, we're not used to spending money. So instantly with Daryl DK now when he's signed, there's pressure already. People are expecting him to score because this is huge for West Brom to spend this kind of money. So I don't know what we can do with this. I don't know who's going to sign him, so I don't think there's anything we can do about that. And then the next one, and I'm going to say Donald Furlong. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. I personally don't think he's good enough for West Brom, and it pains me to say because I think he was great in the past. But I think in this system, if we are going to stick to this system, to the five at the back, we need to try and sign wing backs, not full backs, wing backs. I think Connor Townsend has adjusted quite well, but I think Furlong kind of gets caught in two minds. Defensively has been looking poor recently because I think he doesn't know positionally what to do, and then going forward, he hasn't been great. Yes, he's got the great throw-ins, but other than that, he hasn't really offered much this season. He's somebody you'd want to. Your wing-backs should be providing those assists. When you look at other clubs, I know this is a big jump now. Somebody like Chelsea, Reece James and Ben Chilwell bring the goal contributions. That's where your goal contribution should be coming from in the five at the back systems. That's where the goal contribution comes from. And Con Townsend is providing and he's doing something. He's creating chance for a Furlong. I don't think he has done. It's a player I've really liked in the past. I just don't think he's suited the five at the back system. So I think we need to go into the market and look for wing backs. So somebody, I think, when I say I think we should sell him, I think he should be one, if we can find a replacement, definitely out the door. But it's not the end of the world if we keep him, if you know what I'm trying to say. But now I'm going to move on to who I personally think we should sign. I've got a few players here. I'm looking at a central attacking midfielder, so kind of a number 10. I'm looking at a right midfielder, because I think we do need a right midfielder. And I think we need a bit of wingers, a bit of dynamite down those wings, a bit of somebody who can beat a man like we used to have back in the day. We've always had some great wingers in the past. I want to look at a right back slash a centre mid kind of thing. Again, another right back and a striker, because I do think, yes, we've signed Daryl DK, but I do think we need another striker, because again, as I said, the pressure, you need competition when it comes to strikers. So we'll start off with the strikers. I'm going to go with 18-year-old Man City striker Liam Delap, son of Rory. I like him. He's big, he's strong, and what I've seen of him, he's a focal point, somebody who knows where the goal is, and he's regarded quite highly under Pep Guardiola, somebody who isn't getting any first-team action with Man City, so surely they'll be interested to loan him out. And I think it'd be somebody young, somebody who wants to fight for a place, and that'd be good to play under Daryl DK, and somebody who can bring on late on, provide something a bit different, somebody who, that energy. So when Hugo comes on, I think this is a great example I can do now, compare it. When Hugo comes on for West Brom, you can see he just looks tired. I think it's because he's not the fastest, whereas if you bring an 18-year-old on, they are going to have the energy. They're going to be running around like a headless chicken, and sometimes you do need that, like late on. Somebody will just cause a bit of disruption to the opposition defence. I think Liam Delap could be a good signing. Maybe it would obviously be a loan deal, because I don't think we'd want to be spending serious money. But I think we've had great loan deals in the past from young strikers. I can always go back to Romelu Lukaku, Harvey Barnes when he came on loan in the past. I think he was great. Youth, we need to go back to the time when we were loaning youth from bigger clubs, because they're reliable. So I think we should definitely go for that. Signing that I think would really help us. Then the next one, right back. And there's two right backs I want to discuss. Well, three sort of. One's like a winger kind of going forward. But John Joe Kenny potentially from Everton. I've spoken to Kieran Rance. Check out his YouTube channel. We've spoken to him about it now. He seems to be surplus to requirements with the recent signing of Patterson. So somebody who's got experience. He played at Schalke, he's played at Everton, somebody who can go forward. I think it'd be just a nice, neat addition, maybe a loan to an option to permanent. Somebody, you probably know a little bit about him. He's great on the ball, he's aggressive, he's fast, and again, it's energy. That's what we need. I think we're lacking that. We just need a bit of some fresh faces in the dressing room, maybe, I don't know, or even just in the team. Just a bit of something to get excited about, because it just seems a bit down, everything about West Brom at the moment. Everyone seems to have their heads down. We need somebody who's going to light it up a bit, and potentially that could be it. Just again, a bit of competition, because if Darnell Furlong gets injured, we've only got Gardner Hickman, and I still don't think Gardner Hickman is the greatest at right wing back. I prefer him in the midfield. So that's it again. It's competition for places, and I know when I compare us to the other sides that are going to try and get promoted this season, Fulham and Bournemouth, they have depth. We don't have depth, and that's something that we need to add to. If we're going to get promoted, it's a long season. We will have injuries, we will have suspensions. I'll tell you now, we've got lots of suspensions. That needs to be cut out. I'll talk about that in a bit. But that's what we need. We need depth in these positions. Maybe another one I really like is Barnsley. I'm going to be talking about Callum Styles. Callum Styles, a player who can play right back, but I think he originally, so he was turned into a right back by Valérien Ismaël. Valérien Ismaël really liked him and gave him kind of his proper break. He's only 21 years old, but he's actually a centre mid. So again, that's a player, and it's very much like Tyler Gardner Hickman. And I know a lot of people say, well, what are you doing? Well, this guy, I think, he's very good and suited to this system. He works so well under Valérien Ismaël in the past, and I think Garner Hickman, I still think is a little bit young. I think we can't expect him to do too much. We need to just blend him into this squad, just gently ease him in. We don't want to throw him in the deep end, because we've seen lots of youth players that get thrown in too much and get injuries and they can dip out of form. We need to just occasionally just drop him in, give him a few games and then take him back, ease him into first team football. Whereas Callum Styles has been doing this now for a few years now. I think it'd be great to play on that right hand side. He's great on the ball, he can play left back as well, and he can play centre mid. He's very good going forward, and that's what I like. He's a versatile player. That's what West Brom need. Again, depth. I keep talking about depth. If we're not going to have depth in numbers, how about you get a player who can play 3 positions? So then he provides that depth for us, which is what I keep going on about. Depth. We're screaming out for it. You can hear. I do really mean it. We do need depth. I need to stop saying the word depth. 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 I should have a depth counter anyway. And the next one is Sorba Thomas. I really like this guy. This guy is currently at Huddersfield. He's having links to places like Burnley, but I don't think he'll go to Burnley at the moment, especially with the way Burnley are after their Chris Wood sale. I think Burnley are down and buried, but that's not the time for this in the video. He's 23 years old, 3 goals and 8 assists. He kind of plays in a right wing back slash right winger. He got his first call up for Wales this season, just literally the last international break. A player I really like. He is very direct, somebody that we're crying out for. And with a player like Dara O'shea, if we had him potentially on the wing or even playing at right wing back, going down that side, whipping balls in, creating chances, that's what we need. Dean Garner needs competition for his place, and I think that's what I worry for Dean Garner. Yes, he hasn't hit the heights that he did in the past, and he's just not looking interested. He just doesn't look very confident. I think we need to just give him a little bit of a break and ease him back into it, and then give him a bit of competition for a place, and he might have to fight for it, and then we might see a different Dean Garner. Hopefully we do. But Sorba Thomas, I think one would be a great signing, but I don't think it's realistic. Purely because I know there's Premier League interest, and he probably will come with a hefty fee, because 11 goal contributions this season is very, very good. A player I do really like. But overall, I keep saying this, I've said this on a video in the past about whether I'm Valérien in or Valérien out. I think we all just need to just take a moment and realise the situation we're in. We're 4th in the league, we're 7 points off the top, and we've not been playing great recently. I say that, we're unbeaten in the... we're not unbeaten, sorry. We're not 1 in 3. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I just struggled to say we've not 1 in 3. We've not 1 in 3. But we're still within touching distance. We're still 7 points off. We're 6 points off. 2 wins off automatics. Imagine if it clicks. Imagine if we do get a few more numbers in. It could still happen. I still believe we are in with a really good shout for automatic promotion. A lot of people keep telling me I'm wrong and I'm deluded, but we've just got to trust it, be patient. We need to get behind the players, create a good atmosphere at the Baggies again, because that's something that's happening now. We're booing players a lot. Valérien Ismaël is here for the long run. We've given him a big contract because we need to trust him. We need to back him. His system does work, because we wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't have won 11 games this season and only lost 5 games this season if it wasn't working. I know it's not working in this very moment, but it's just a dip in form. We need to back the players, back the manager. Hopefully the manager gets backed by the board. I doubt it, but fingers crossed he can. And we'll just see what happens, because I'm confident, I've not got hope, but again, I could be just a deluded fan. Let me know, guys, if you can think of anyone that you think might suit the system, because quite clearly Valérien Ismaël has only got one system. He likes to play 5 at the back, he likes to play 2 in midfield and then 3 up top. Let me know, guys, if you can think of anyone who you think would suit the system, anyone you think we should sign, anyone you think we should sell, and all that jazz. But hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe. Check out my TikTok, BucketHatSam. I do non-league ground reviews. Check out BucketHatSam 2, my second account with a lot of football opinions from all leagues. And yeah, just keep watching the content. Hopefully you enjoy. Have a great week, and hopefully the Baggies beat QPR this weekend. But yes, BucketHatSam over and out. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.